I'm 11 years old and moving from 5th grade to 6th grade. I've been in the school for about 6 years and a few days. The extra days are because when I was a baby, my sister took me in for show and tell a few times. Next year, sadly, I won't be here because I'm going to West Middle. It will be a big change because it has a different environment, and there will be about 20 people in a class rather than 2. When I first got here in kindergarten, I knew that this was the school where I was born to go to. I wanted to go to Hillel because it is and always will be my home. The wanting to go to school changed a little bit when I learned how much homework Mrs. M gave her students. I really love kindergarten because I learned so much in just 1 year. So thank you to Maura Lynn and Maura Lana for getting me ready for the next year. I also want to thank Maura Lana for telling me great stories and talking about what's happening in the world. And another thanks to Maura Lynn for laughing at my jokes, no matter how bad they were. When I came into Mrs. Science's class, I was pretty much prepared, although I did think we would have nap time. Mrs. Science was an amazing teacher and still is. She always told us what to do and barely shouted. She also got me ready for what came next by singing a lot. So when Mrs. M started singing the whole morning, I would be ready. Mrs. Science, I want to say thank you for being a great teacher and being so nice. So thank you. Next, I would like to thank Mrs. M for being a teacher who makes jokes and sings and is really nice to her students. Mrs. M has also helped me a lot with math, social studies, and grammar. Yet I never really got English, or the me and I, or the different ways to spell there, or what punctuation means, and why did you add a straight line at the end of a sentence when you're supposed to add a dot. But I tried. Or as Mrs. M said on the report card, not satisfactory. Just kidding. She said improving slowly. And thanks for being an amazing teacher. Thank you, Mrs. M. Next, I would like to thank Rabbi Demit and Mordry for getting me through Hebrew. Even when I forgot the basics, you guys would be there and say, be quiet, close your mouth, stop laughing, and listen. And most of the time, I did. So thank you. Next, I would like to thank Jen and Miss Thomas. Thank you for teaching me science and Spanish and being great teachers. So when I go to middle school and the teachers ask questions, they will say, someone besides Isaac, please answer the question. Instead of, Isaac, answer the question for once. And also, thank you for being not too strict, but a little bit strict, so I could learn Spanish and science. I would like to thank Mrs. Goldberg for doing library and always getting the books I asked for, and Mrs. Miller for teaching me how to play the cello and for teaching orchestra. Next, I would like to thank Miss Toma for being such a great art teacher, even though the truth is I'm just not good at art, period. Next, I would like to thank Julie for being the best administrator ever, and always being so nice. And thank you, Julie, for letting us do things in the office like printing and letting us get snacks and more. Thank you. Also, I'd like to thank Louis, my bus driver, for teaching me everything I need to know about fishing, karate, and jokes. And a special thanks to Irina, who always says hello to me and cleans up a mess no matter how bad it is. I would also like to thank my friends for being my friends and supporting me. And finally, I would like to thank my parents for always being there for me and caring for me and sending me to this school. And my sister, who is sometimes mean, but she takes care of me, and I take care of her sometimes. Thank you to everyone here and anyone who is part of this school, because I will miss this school and everyone in it when I leave. Thank you, and have a nice night.